The question states that meerkats are small mammals found in deserts, which are dry and open environments. Deserts are extremely hot during the day and chilly at night. Meerkats are carnivores that forage for food during daylight hours. Additionally, Figure 2.1 illustrates a portion of a food web from a desert. The food web illustrates the feeding relationships in a desert ecosystem, showing how energy flows through it. It includes animal dung, which serves as food for the beetle, which feeds on dung and is preyed upon by the scorpion, which eats the beetle and is consumed by the meerkat, which feeds on the scorpion and is in turn eaten by the eagle and large snake, the eagle, which preys on the meerkat, and the large snake, which also eats the meerkat. Each organism plays a vital role in the food chain, contributing to the ecosystem's energy flow. In Part 1, use the observable traits of the organisms in the food web to fill in the missing information in Table 2.1 and categorize the named organisms. Let me walk you through the classification details of 4 organisms. We'll look at whether they are vertebrates or arthropods, the specific group they belong to, and the visible features that help classify them. Starting with the scorpion, it's an arthropod, meaning it's an invertebrate means they have no backbone. More specifically, it belongs to the group arachnid, which includes creatures like spiders. What stands out about scorpions is their exoskeleton and their 4 pairs of legs, typical features of arachnids. Next, the meerkat. This one's a vertebrate, meaning it has a backbone. It's classified as a mammal, which means it has fur and produces milk through mammary glands. Note that, I'm mentioning mammary glands for your information, but you don't need to include them in the exam since the question focuses on visible traits, and fur is the only visible trait here. And these are visible traits that help identify it as a mammal. Moving on to the snake. Like the meerkat, the snake is a vertebrate. However, it falls under the reptilian group, characterized by having scales over their body and being cold-blooded. Finally, we have the eagle. The eagle is also a vertebrate with a backbone and belongs to the bird group. This way you can identify an eagle by its feathers and wings, key features that define birds. Alright, now we have a green-leafed plant that produces spores. The correct answer is C, ferns, because ferns are plants that reproduce using spores, and they have those green leaves we're talking about. They're non-flowering plants, so that fits the description perfectly. The other options are wrong because dicotyledons and monocotyledons are flowering plants, and they reproduce with seeds, not spores. Fungi aren't even plants, they belong to a completely different kingdom and get their nutrients by absorbing them from their environment. So, based on that, ferns are the only option that matches the green-leafed plant producing spores. Let's tackle the final question. The diagram shows an arthropod, and using the key, we need to identify it correctly. First, we check if it has wings. Since it does, we move to step 2. Next, we need to determine if its body is divided into 2 or 3 parts. It has 3 parts, so we proceed to step 3. Finally, we check the number of legs. Since it has 6 legs, the correct identification is C, making the answer C. That wraps up Chapter 2 on classification. I hope this cleared up any confusion and that these lectures were helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Take care, and I'll see you next time.